Community College Fashion Incubator. And we're back for our coffee talk. We launch this off every week. Every Monday, we take a moment to, connect with our audience, connect with, our stories in the industry, as well as sharing what's happening here at the Fashion Incubator. We have had such an incredible summer. We've connected with entrepreneurs literally from all over the world. But whenever we do those things, we always bring our partners along with us. And one of the partners that we're going to spend time talking about today is our partnership with Macy's. Macy's has been an incredible partner for the last several years as we've been delivering our virtual series, The Future of Fashion, which we launched right in the middle of COVID. During a critical time where we were really trying to understand really what the true needs are of the local fashion industry is here in Austin, that series has really helped us to uncover and connect with so many creative-minded, business-minded creatives here in Austin, folks who were considering whether or not they had what it takes to start a fashion label, whether or not they had the resources, what it would require, in terms of the process from going from an idea all the way to a saleable product. Through that Future of Fashion series, that virtual series, we were able to connect to, over 200 enrollments in that particular course over the last several deliveries. That's a 7-week virtual series. Different participants would get a chance to listen and hear from industry veterans from around, really around the country. Sometimes we would bring in people who are much further away, but our primary focus is really being able to connect our audience and really our local Austin fashion industry to what it actually takes to now become a fashion business, a fashion house, a label. This is a huge jump for a lot of creatives where they're like, I've got this amazing idea, but I'm not really sure how it's going to get me, how I'm going to get this to more than a handful of people. And so that's really where the Fashion Incubators comes in. And that's really what Macy's allows us to do. They've been a critical part of so many of our programs, whether it's from the Future of Fashion series, sometimes guest speaking or supporting what's happening with our accelerator that we launched with the City of Austin Economic Development Department for Global Business. We were able to create and develop a global fashion business accelerator through that mechanism, and Macy's was right there. Macy's really hasn't really seen a limit to what they can do in terms of creating opportunity, and a lot of those have kind of extended to activations in the store here locally at the Domain in Barton Creek Square, connecting with our market leaders here for the Macy's business, and then also being able to send our designers from Austin, being selected out of over 600 brands across the country, to be able to be sent to New York to be a part of something called the Workshop at Macy's. This is really where Macy's takes the time to invest in brands that they believe in, to really see them go from, potentially just, MVP scalable product, but really helping them to understand what does it mean to deliver your product to a big box store? How do you, that's what we call the large department stores, the big box store. There's huge documents, stacked high of different components that each brand has to comply with in order to do that successfully. And so for a moment, Macy's invest in minority-owned and women-owned businesses and really peels back, what happens behind the scenes to help them understand what it takes to be able to launch, their brand or their company into a much larger retailer. And so we had the pleasure of having one of our brands selected, Never Fresher, who is led by Jonathan Shaka Mahone, who has done incredible work to be able to build on his music career, to build on the work that he's doing in fine art, to build on the work that he does with Dawa Heals, which is a foundation that he's created to serve the local community here in Austin. And now he's moved into creating a fashion label. There's really nothing this guy can't do, but we've been so excited to see Macy's be such a critical part of that. When they opened up the stores around Christmas time last year, for our brands to sit alongside of national labels, those Austin-based brands had an experience unlike any other. Macy's has really allowed us to be able to serve our local design community, to give them real customer feedback, to be able to build and promote and validate products that they've, been able to sell kind of in a smaller scale, and then to be able to take advantage of critical times during the sales calendar, for their businesses to grow, for their businesses to thrive, and ultimately for them to learn. Here at the Fashion Incubator, we really see all of these pop-ups as learning enterprises. That's an opportunity for the brand to get a chance to talk to the customer, to see if their customer is in the same spaces as some of these retailers, to see how their products should be displayed in a store, how to make an impactful moment for their brand, and then being able to tell a clear, cohesive story with the product. There's so many things that are part of this process, and to kind of highlight them doesn't really give you a clear idea of exactly what that is. But when our brands come into the Fashion Incubator and they're working on that 12-month intensive curriculum, they're learning how to use the fashion technology, they're sometimes participating in that accelerator content or in some of these sales opportunities and pop-up shops. This is really where Macy's has really shined with us in terms of helping to unpack what really happens on the sales floor for designers, what happens in e-com, what happens in these specific spaces where we sell apparel. This is something that, as we're kind of having this moment, here on Coffee Talk, this is kind of like, hey, we love Macy's. Macy's is doing incredible work with us. But the best part is that we're not done. Macy's is continuing our partnership through the next year. And they are kind of stretching out a bit. We have done incredible work with the Future of Fashion and some, incredible support with the pop-up shops. But now Macy's is going to move into sponsoring a position in our Fashion Incubator. So they are going to be sponsoring one of our lucky designers that are part of Cohort 3 starting later this month. We have extended acceptance letters to 7 brands. Once we've kind of validated and, decided who's going to be in that final group, and they've decided who's going to do that final group, we'll be able to finally announce who those brands are. But we're looking forward to being able to provide that connection to Macy's, and that sponsorship, those resources to brands here locally that need it so much. So we're really excited about the next steps. We can't wait to share with you in more detail about what is to come. But we want to say a special thank you to Macy's and their mission, everyone. Focus on really connecting with communities throughout the country, but really serving those most in need, as well as, seeing the excitement and, opportunity with developing emerging brands. And so we love our work with Macy's. We're so happy to hear that it's expanding and growing. But truthfully, we have, seen such incredible growth over the last few years, and we really owe it to our partners who really stand up and create moments and opportunities for our local industry to shine. So again, we're so excited. We can't wait to share with you more in detail about who's going to get that scholarship from Macy's, as well as some of the things that we have coming up with our new cohort. So again, thanks so much for your time today. This is a wonderful way for us to kick off our week, to really think about some of the our critical partners that are really pushing us forward, and to always, to say thank you, show a little gratitude. So guys, have a wonderful week. This is really going to be a whirlwind of a Q4, so hold on to your hats and have a wonderful week. We'll catch up with you soon. Take care.